All right, so today we're going to go over 10 tips to grow on Udemy and make more course sales. Now, before we actually jump into the content, which I basically outlined for you here, I'm going to give you 10 actionable tips that you can implement today to grow your student base on Udemy, make more course sales, and obviously what we're all here for, to make more money with the platform, right? But before we get into that, why am I qualified to teach this? Why should you even listen to some random person creating a YouTube video? I have over 300,000 Udemy students across 2 Udemy profiles. My main one has approaching, I think, 260 now, and my other one has about 50,000. So I have over 300,000 students on the platform. I've turned Udemy into a full-time income, or the equivalent of a full-time income. I don't do Udemy full-time. I create courses on a number of different platforms, and I also do other things like online arbitrage, like you see behind me. The moral of the story is I have experience with Udemy. I have I think 3 years of experience. It might be like 2.5 roughly, but I've been teaching on Udemy for a while now. I've seen what works, what doesn't, and more importantly, I can relay that information to you. So 10 tips to grow on Udemy and make more course sales. Let's hop into it. So first and foremost, you want to constantly improve your courses. There's a number of reasons to do this, but first and foremost, you should always be looking to add value to your student base and improve your courses, because if you can add more value and create better courses, your courses will do better long-term over Udemy, and you won't have to, basically continuously promote them. They'll start to gather more watch time, more ratings. Udemy will promote them more, right? And it's a long game on Udemy. You shouldn't be focused on pumping out a bunch of different courses. You should be focused on creating a great piece of content and course, putting it on Udemy, letting it improve and constantly improving it so that Udemy will market it as well, and then you can focus on your next course that's also great, right? Constantly improve your courses because your students will enjoy them better, spend more time on your courses because your students will get more out of it, and then you'll get better ratings and more course sales in the future, both Udemy organic and from Udemy promotions, okay? More importantly, you want to constantly improve your course because on the landing page of a Udemy course, it says last updated, boom, and when, right? So if you create a course now, and then you focus on other courses and you never come back to creating that, or maybe you come back a year from now, that entire year, students have been hitting that landing page and maybe deciding not to go enroll in that course because another course looks like it's been updated more recently or has more recent content. That might not be the case, but by simply constantly improving your course or adding an update lecture. Little hack here from one of my premium courses. First link in the description for Content Creation Pro. If you're interested in how to monetize not just Udemy, but Skillshare, Stack Commerce, Amazon Video Direct, Facebook Pay, the list goes on and on. Great course, check it out. And it's very, very cheap currently because I'm trying to get the initial students into the actual course, okay? Because I'm trying to get feedback and test it out and then improve it going forward, okay? So you can take advantage of that now if you're interested. Highly recommend it. That it's over the next few months and years, it's going to pay for itself 100x, okay? But more importantly, you want to constantly improve, like I said, so that you can constantly get that last course updated on, and then it will show like this month or the month before, right? So students hitting the landing page are going to assume that it's the most relevant and updated information as opposed to other potential courses, because as you know, Udemy never just suggests one course. Whether you're searching through the search bar or if they're promoting it, they're going to also show other courses like it or other courses that other people have promoted, right? Or other courses that other students have taken that are similar, right? So you want to stand out from those other courses. One way to do that with that is a thumbnail, right? Another is to constantly improve your courses so that it looks like yours is more updated and more recent than the other courses, right? And if you don't actually create new lectures or improve your courses, which I do recommend that you do, right? You're playing the long game here. You're looking to add value. But if you don't have time to that specific week or month, that's totally fine. What you want to do is you want to take down that lecture, right, and re-upload it. What that's going to do is it's literally going to just adjust on the landing page, okay, last updated when. Now that first one took a while. I kind of went off on a tangent because I like this stuff. Hopefully you can feel my passion and I get excited. I'm going to try to breeze through the next 9 fairly quickly, okay? Next is engage with all student questions and messages. That's going to build that relationship with students so you get more repeat students and more repeat course sales. It's also going to improve your ratings because they're going to see that you're an actual person and they're engaging with you, right? So I've seen that the majority of people that rate me bad never actually drop a question or ask. It's not like they're asking a question and then I fail to respond with a proper answer, right? No, when I respond, and the people that I do respond with, even if I don't have the answer for them or I can point them in a different direction, they're grateful for the response and they rate me better because most instructors on Udemy are not doing that, okay? So engage with all student questions and messages. Next would be develop a test group of loyal students, okay? So whether you want to create an email list or a Facebook group or a Facebook page or anything like that, right? Whatever you want to do, create it in a forum, whatever. Develop an initial test group of loyal students. Those students are going to love you, number one, right? Because they're obviously interested in taking your courses. They're going to rate you better. They're going to increase your watch time, and they're going to give your initial course, when you first launch it, that initial push you need to rank it long term. Next is to give away free coupon codes to get students into your course once you're starting a course, right? So if you just have a fresh course that you're about to launch, you want to get initial students into it, right? There's many things that Udemy uses to rank your course against other competing courses on the platform, right? One of them's watch time, one of them's engagement, right? And one of them is students, okay? But obviously, students that have paid for the course give more weight to your course ranking than students that get in free. But if you don't have any course sales, right, and you don't have any social proof on that course, you want to get students into it, and you can do that by giving them free coupon codes away. Now, one thing I will say about this is while you do want to do this to get initial thousands of students into courses, and you can give them away in Facebook groups that are relevant, you can give them away to friends and family, or whatever you want to do, once you get a few thousand in, stop giving your course away once it's ranked. The reason being is students that get in with free coupon codes, especially students that you don't know or don't have any relationship with, if you're, for example, dropping it in a Facebook group, are not going to, the students that get in free, it's like that skin in the game analogy, right? They have no skin in the game. They have not paid for the course, so they're much more likely to rate your course bad and take it for granted, essentially, right? Typically, on average, students that pay for courses go through them more, obviously, so they watch them more, right? They rate them better, and they get more out of them because they have skin in the game. So if you're giving away constant coupon codes for free, your ratings across not just that course, but your instructor ratings as a whole might suffer. Then you also want to focus on longer courses because, like I said, longer, more comprehensive courses have the ability, it's just simple mathematics, right? More courses, longer lectures, or more lectures are going to accumulate more watch time compared to other courses. So if you have a course, that doesn't mean create a long course just for the sake of creating a long course, right? But if you have a course that's good quality and is 4 hours long versus another course that's the same or equal quality but is only an hour long, typically speaking, the longer course is going to do better because it's going to accumulate more watch time. Now, moving on to the next 5. So you also want to prompt student questions and engagement. Like I touched on a little bit previously, student engagement is a big ranking factor, okay? You can do this by adding in quizzes so they spend a little bit more time on the actual thing, on the actual course. That will accumulate more watch time, and it'll also increase more student engagement. Another easy way to do it is to inspire them to ask questions. So one of the ways that I do this basically is I'll inspire students, to ask questions on the Q&A or drop me messages, right? And what that's going to do is it's going to increase student engagement. So maybe during a segment in my course, I might say something like, and I know that this can seem daunting, guys. It can be overwhelming when you're just learning anything new. But if you have any questions, I would love to help you out. Don't hesitate to reach out to me on the platform, right? Boom. That's going to inspire student questions. It's going to increase your engagement. It's going to rank your courses higher. Now, another one, and this is a big one that I never see other instructors doing really, some here and there, but very rarely, is to use educational announcements to remind your students about you and your courses and to bring them back to improved courses, okay? Very rarely, I always see other instructors using promotional announcements because obviously those are going to sell your courses, right? Through your email list that you build up with Udemy and your students, right? But very rarely, I'm telling you, instructors sleep on the educational announcements. Use educational announcements constantly, not every single day, obviously. You don't want to bombard your student base, right? But maybe, once a week at least, to stay in front of your students, stay relevant with your students, bring them back to improved courses and improved course experiences. You're going to accumulate more watch time. You're going to have happier students that it looks like you're continuously improving the course that they spent their money on, right? You're not just getting the course sale and then, yes, you got the course sale and now you've tricked them into buying the course. No, you're constantly improving your course, even if that's not necessarily the case. You're only adding a lecture, right? It's going to result in happier students, better ratings, more watch time, okay? So use educational announcements. It's one of the most, if not the most, underutilized things in literally all of Udemy. Also, respond to all reviews. Now, you never want to try to tell somebody to change your review. Don't ever do that. But if it's a good review, thank them. It will make them more inclined to review you well in the future, right? If it's a medium review, thank them. Ask them how you can improve. It might just change their mind. Like I said, you're not asking them to change your review. But if it's like a 3 or a 4 star and they have a comment, Ask them why they rated it 3 or 4 stars and what you can do to improve the course. It's going to make that person more likely to buy from you in the future because you're a real person and you're trying to improve. It's going to make them happier that you listen to them because most people just want to feel heard and understood, right? So you're taking their insight and their advice, and if you're asking them how you can improve it, well, then they might just, once you do make those improvements, change that rating into a 5-star because you went out of your way to make them feel heard and understood, and you actually took their advice to heart, right? I'm telling you, respond to all reviews. Now, if you get a 1-star or 2-star, I recommend that you respond to all reviews just because, it's, a lot of people, and you don't want to ask them to change the review, like I said before, even if it's 1 or 2 stars. But if you do respond to a review that's 1 or 2 stars, they might be willing to just change the review just because you responded. A lot of people can be like keyboard warriors, right? Or like review bad, but once they see that they're actually, affecting another human being, and they might change their review just because you're an actual human being and not just some random instructor that they bought a course from that they've never had an engaged conversation with, right? So one, it might potentially change that, have them change their review. I've seen that before in the past. Also, it might, like I said, make other students that are looking at the reviews on the landing page see that you're not running from this stuff, right? That you are owning up to it and you're trying to improve your course. And more importantly, that you're not bitter that these people are giving you 1 or 2-star reviews. You're trying to improve for the course experience for all students, okay? So regardless of the review, respond to all reviews. And if you guys are interested a little bit more in depth, I've outlined this in droves in other lectures. So if you want, I can actually upload a video on how to, better go into depth on how to respond to all reviews the right ways, okay? Let me know down in the comments if you want me to actually upload that in, at a later date, and if you're interested, okay? Another one would be to do course research before you decide to create a course. Now, one of the easiest things and one of the best things about Udemy is if you go to your tools on the instructor dashboard, there's a thing called Marketplace Insights, right? And what that does is it allows you to literally search different topics that you are interested in creating a course on and seeing what the potential for you to make money with that compared to the competition and the demand for it on Udemy. They give you this tool, use it. So for example, right, photography, it's probably going to be pretty competitive, right? But just to give you an example on how it says, right? Bring your A game. There's like 5 different things. One's like bring your A game. One's like, great opportunity. There's a bunch of them, right? So look, there's a high student demand on the platform, but there's also high competition. So on average, right, a normal course, if you create a decent course on this, you can expect to be earning $28 per month passively from that course, roughly, okay? Now, the best course in this topic right now earns $17,000 a month. Passively, pretty much, from just creating this course. So if you know a lot about photography, maybe you want to do it because it does have high student demand. I would recommend, if a lot of people think like, oh, you want to go after things that have like no competition, but often those have no demand as well. So it's totally okay to go after high demand courses that are highly competitive if you know a lot about that. But ideally, you want to find one that's like let's try like fantasy football, because I think that's like a good opportunity to create courses if I remember. So have a marketing strategy, low demand, low number of courses. Let me go like Poshmark maybe. That's one that I have a course on because I noticed that nobody else has this. So there is a low number of courses. There's average student demand. I know a lot about Poshmark, so if you create a Poshmark course, you're going to be competing against me. Good luck. But you can do it, obviously, and potentially steal some of my market share. And this is just an example of how to utilize this system, right? So use Marketplace Insights, do course research before you decide to create a course, right? Because the worst thing would be that you go out there and spend like a few hours or a day or two or a week, depending on how comprehensive and in-depth your course is, right? And then you spend all that time to create, edit, upload your course, and optimize it on the landing page, and it doesn't really sell that well because you didn't do any course research and you didn't realize that there was no student demand for it or that there was super high competition, right? So always do course research before you decide to do a course. It takes 5 to 10 seconds to type that in and see what the potential opportunity on Udemy is, okay? Last tip is niche down. This works whether you're going an Instagram page, a YouTube page, if you're whatever you're doing, it definitely works on Udemy as well. Niche down, you're going to build repeat customers, and they're going to be more interested in all your courses if you niche down. In the future, you can broaden out your topics and, start introducing other things, but in the beginning, you kind of want to stick to a niche and kind of create courses around that similar niche. So there you go, guys. That's 10 tips to grow on Udemy and make more course sales and obviously make more money. I hope you enjoyed and got a lot of value out of today's video. Drop a comment if you have any questions. I would love to help you out with it. And remember, Content Creation Pro is linked for a limited time, super cheap in the description, because I'm trying to get initial test group of students into it so that I can improve it going forward for future students. So if you're interested in making money with Udemy, making money with Skillshare, ranking courses on Stack Commerce as well, making money with Amazon Video Direct, making money with YouTube, literally anything content related, that course is a freaking goldmine. I dare you to try it. If you're not satisfied, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so by all means, you have nothing to lose. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.